We have the Chief Deputy for Moore County Sheriff's Department, Frank Rodriquez, in the studio with us this morning. We texted Frank to say, do you have a moment to come in, maybe to give some reassurance, a bit of a thumbnail on the situation, just so we can get up to speed from your perspective. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Again, always appreciative of having the opportunity to reach out to all the citizens of Moore County, especially under the circumstances, as you previously said. Yeah, we started receiving multiple phone calls from concerned citizens regarding the threats made at Pinecrest High School. I reached out to Catherine Murphy, who is the Director of Communications of Moore County Schools, and I wanted to read to you a direct quote from the Moore County Schools. Last night, Moore County Schools Police, as well as Moore County Sheriff's Office, became aware of posts on social media alleging that an individual student at Pinecrest High School may have been making threats against the school. Moore County Schools Police, Sheriff's Office, and staff have visited the student and his family and followed through on all allegations. Moore County Schools Police, Sheriff's Office, school staff do not believe that the threat is credible. Thank God. Just be aware that Moore County Schools Police will investigate all threats along with partnered agencies swiftly and thoroughly. Today, on Monday, February 26th, you can anticipate and expect an increased presence of police, sheriff's deputies, so forth, at Pinecrest High School.
And I guess there would be some measure of reassurance if parents and students knew what happened.
So the social media posts started kind of percolating yesterday afternoon. As a result, multiple law enforcement agencies, to include the Sheriff's Office, started getting reports of these social media postings. Just like anything else, what we do is immediately start the investigative process. I reached out to Chief Fry, forwarded him a couple of these Snapchats that I'd received. Chief Fry partnered with our deputies. We went out to the individual's house and actually conducted an investigation. Again, I can't compliment Chief Fry and his staff enough. Late last night with our deputies, to include administrators from Pinecrest High School, actually went out and visited this individual and conducted a thorough investigation, ensuring that all these allegations were put to rest, that this was not a credible threat.
From one perspective, this might be seen as a fire drill for the county in a situation like this, one where there's a little smoke.
You know, it goes back to, I think, what we discussed last week, where, this is not just a law enforcement problem. This is a community problem and involves all of us and will take all of us to really address it properly. And it was a great exercise of that, where, a student may have got the Snapchat, made his mom or dad aware of it. Mom and dad reached out to authorities. Authorities partnered together and went out and actually ran it to ground, like you talked about. A great example of what we should be doing, and we will continue to do. As you know, we really don't have a choice, in the sense that we have to run these to ground to ensure the safety and well-being of all our students.
Something that is important that I can see you saying to a youngster who might post something that they shouldn't. You look at them and you're very serious and you say, this is not anything to play around with.
No, because, second and third order effects of that simple posting, it's really going to consume a tremendous amount of resources, as well as involve all of the community. We were receiving multiple 911 calls into the evening last night of concerned parents. Rightly so. I don't have school-age kids, but I would be concerned as well if I heard these allegations. I'd be concerned of sending my daughter or son. So it is our responsibility to run them to ground, and we did. And at this point, we don't believe it to be credible.
Okay.
And I do know we'll have extra, like you said, police force at specifically Pinecrest today.
Right. Absolutely. We will ensure that we have a good presence there. We work closely with the SROs, ensuring that there's great dialogue between us. We're here to help Chief Fry and his team in any way we can. And I know all the other municipalities are right behind them as well.
And I think you made a good point earlier, Frank, when you said, that this is a community problem. It's going to take the community to fix it. So parents, it may seem like a rumor or something that you don't need to worry about, but if something like this comes across, whether at the dinner table or just in passing, make that phone call.
Please just realize it's sometimes people are reluctant to call 911 or they don't want to trouble us. It is not an imposition on us. This is what we do, and we swore an oath, and we're honored and grateful to have the opportunity to do it and serve. So don't hesitate in reaching out to us. If you're not comfortable, we have tip lines. We have our tip line at Sheriff's Office, which is 947-4444. There's also another tip line through Moore County Schools that you can also pass along information that if you want to maintain your anonymity, you can go ahead and do so. But the big thing is just get that information out.
And if you hear something, you're in the hallways and someone says something that sounds very stark and could be pretty dark and dangerous, maybe tell your parents or a teacher immediately instead of having a social media reaction.
Yeah, we talk about the importance of having school resource officers in our schools. It's really twofold, right? One is that physical security. The other side of that is ensuring that they continue to maintain such a great relationship with those kids. So reach out to those school resource officers. They want to hear from you. They want you to pass along information. That's one of the many benefits of having them in our schools, as well as us in law enforcement, trying to do everything we can to bridge that gap, make ourselves accessible so they can communicate with us and have good conversations.
Okay. Very good information. Again, we appreciate the Moore County Sheriff's Office and our Chief Deputy, Frank Rodriquez. Thank you for coming in, Frank.
I appreciate both of you. Thank you.